Good morning, warriors, and welcome back to another episode of the Worship Warrior podcast. We are so excited for this episode because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's time. All season, we've been talking about preparing you for battle, preparing you for the hard topics, and preparing you for the real controversy out in the world right now. Well, it doesn't get any better than this, or should I say more controversial? I don't know if better is the right term.
That's true.
But today, me and Anna are going to tackle the issue of abortion. Let's get right into it. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, I'm interested to see what happens this episode because we've gone over a little bit, and I kind of know what you believe, but I don't know in depth what you believe.
Fun fact, though, actually, me and Michael's first ever fight was because of abortion.
It was, and it was on the road.
Yeah, it was the first time we actually got mad at each other because we disagreed completely.
This goes to show you how big of an issue this is, how big of a topic this is, how big of a divide this can cause. This loving couple right here, although we were fairly young in the relationship at this point.
It was like month
two, so I'm surprised we kept trucking afterwards.
I know. I was like, why am I with you?
Yeah, because it's such a big disagreement to have, but it was definitely one of our first early fights because we did not agree on what would happen if we found ourselves in that situation, is what it was, I believe.
Yeah.
You know,
that is what it was.
Yeah, okay.
It is what it was.
And so if you clicked on this, you're probably in the same boat. Maybe you're in that situation. If you should probably talk to somebody else, not this podcast, more professional based, but maybe you're just curious about it. So if that's you, then welcome. But first, before we get into the topic, I want to make one quick announcement. First off, I want to say thank you again to all our supporters. You have been there since the beginning, and we really appreciate that, everybody that's watching us. And we actually have a new website up ready with all of the episodes. So you don't have to go fishing for them on, Anchor, YouTube. You still can. They're still there. But now they're even more accessible with the website, and it's called www.worshipwarriorpc.com.
Word.
And that's where you can find our episodes now. They're also on Anchor still. They're also on Spotify still. And they're also on YouTube still. But that's just if you want them all in one place. And also you can contact us directly through the website, which is why I like it the most. And leave us your comments. Leave us what you think about this episode and the other episodes previously. And tell us what you want to talk about next. I wanted to start by asking two questions. We're going to state our position on these two questions before we start. And then we're not going to debate. It's not really a debate show, but we're going to kind of give our reasons for believing that. Maybe at the end of it, we'll have changed our minds or maybe not. We'll see. So, number one, Anna, I'm going to ask you this question.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Should abortion be legal?
Yes.
Yes, it should be.
Yes, it should.
Say anything else? You think yes. Is it a sin?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying yes and yes.
Yes.
Okay, me? Ask me now.
Michael.
Yes.
Should abortion be legal?
No. Okay.
Okay. Michael. Is abortion a sin?
Yes.
Word.
Those are what we believe. That is what we are going to talk about, and this is also the reason it it became an issue for us in the beginning.
Yeah.
Although I say now I think we can talk about it more civil. I think that heat's kind of died down since we first brought it up again. We were pretty new in it. So
well, because in a way you were still like kind of a stranger, like not really, and it really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that's what it really came down to, was it hurt your feelings.
But now I know you deeper than
that's not who I like,
Yeah.
That's not the only part of me. And same thing with me. I was a little offended when you first brought it up because, I was like, well, who am I to date you? How dare you disagree with me? And it was 2 months in a relationship. We've had plenty of disagreements since then. And
way worse ones.
Yeah, way worse. So it's not really a big issue anymore. But I'd say it's one that we gloss over.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go ahead and read some verses on this. So the funny thing about this is I told Anna to find her verse. I knew that we were going to say yes and no to the legal part. Mm-hmm. So I said, find verses on yours and I'll find verses on mine. And we actually found the same verse. and this was not planned.
Yeah. So,
but we ended up finding the exact same verse, so that's going to be the verse of the show, I guess. We did not plan to have that. So if you will go ahead and turn your Bibles to, and Anna, if you would read out loud Jeremiah 1, verses 4 through 5.
Yeah. The word of the Lord came to me, saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations.
Yeah.
That's one of the shortest ones we've done.
It's definitely one of the shortest, so, big props to, you're welcome.
I like that.
For it.
I love that.
Making that much shorter for you to listen to. Now, I'm very curious as to why you picked that verse.
Well, I was doing research, and I was going through pro-abortion, pro-life, and pro-abortion.
Yeah.
What is it? Pro-choice websites, and like they were stating what parts of the Bible is for and against both sides, and they were both kind of using the same verses, which I thought was really interesting. Mm-hmm. They were using the same verses, but they were kind of like switching it up to kind of fit their thing. Both pro-life and pro-choice.
Right. Yeah.
And so this one was just one of the ones that pro-life says a lot. Mm-hmm. And is, I think, like really a good supporting one for them. Yeah. So I wrote that down.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, that brings up a whole, thing about the Bible is it's it's a tool, and it's also can be used as a weapon against people, because if somebody interprets it wrong, well, then that's very dangerous. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very interesting that we found the same verse, and that you said you found it on two different sides. Yeah. And I don't believe it can mean two different things. So that's ironic to me, and just kind of proves that we do this a lot as a society. And Christians are not exempt from it. We've also twisted verses that shouldn't be twisted, and I think we all
cherry picking.
Cherry picking. That's an example of that. So cherry picking what you like from it. Maybe you like that, believe with all your heart and you will be forgiven. I like that one. Yeah. But maybe we don't like so much some of the other ones. Yeah. And so we're like, I won't see that one. Yeah. And I've been guilty of that. I'm sure you have too. We all have fallen short in that regard.
I'm perfect.
Except Anna's perfect, so
I'm just kidding. No, I do that too. I do that a lot.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about I picked that verse for basically the same reason you did, so I won't go over that again. Yeah. But I did want to talk about the legal portion, because we do disagree on that. And this is not really a political podcast. I don't want to be too political with things. So we're going to talk briefly on that. Because as a Christian, it's hard for me to, as a Christian, see you saying that this is not a sin. You know what I'm saying? Because we both agreed on that. Mm-hmm. But I do think there's some leeway as a Christian to talk about the legality of it. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Why do you think it should be legal?
Because I think I have two main reasons. Yeah. My number one reason is I think it should be the woman's right to choose. Mm-hmm. I think if a woman is pregnant and in the right time has a certain situation, it's her body, it's growing inside of her. Mm-hmm. I think she has the right to choose, and I think because we're Christian and we don't agree with that, then that's fine. We just won't have abortions. Yeah. But to push that onto someone else, I think is very un-American and unconstitutional, especially because we have that division between religion and state. And I feel like abortion kind of crosses that if we were to just ban it, because there's lots of people who believe that abortion is fine.
Right. So you're kind of more on the, we shouldn't oppose our beliefs on people. Yeah. It's a very interesting take to it. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's what I believe. And here's where I am conflicted. I was full on to, no, it should not be legal. And I still say that because I'm still on that side. Mm-hmm. But I am leaning more on the fence because, in case you haven't noticed, there's a new law in Texas. At 6 weeks, you can no longer get an abortion in Texas. Mm-hmm. That is the new, by Governor Abbott, that's what's new. So that's why this whole thing is shot up again. Yeah. That's kind of what gave it a new surge. It was like, okay, well, hold on a second. How is that constitutional? How is that right? Because a lot of points are being made to the fact that most women won't even know they're pregnant until around that time anyway. Until after that time. And so
that's not even 2 months. You don't even have 2 months. You have like a month and a half.
Right. And so,
no, you have a month and a half.
Yeah. And so here's my thing. I don't like how involved government gets sometimes with us. I don't prefer that for gun rights. I don't prefer that for anything like that. And this kind of almost falls in the same category of, I just want what's best for everybody. And is this really best? Right? Mm-hmm. That's what we got to ask ourselves. Is it really best? And so there were some facts that you had, and I wanted you to bring, there was one in particular, if you can turn to it. It was kind of about unsafe abortions.
That's another reason why.
If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay. So in 2018, women in their 20s accounted for 57.7% of abortions. Mm-hmm. So these are young girls who are like, dang, I'm pregnant. And they're like 20, 21.
Yeah. Because that's your reaction afterwards. Well, dang, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 out of 3 abortions are carried in unsafe conditions. Half of all unsafe abortions were in South or Central Asia. From 2010 to 2014, around 45% of all abortions were unsafe. 7 million women are admitted to hospitals every year as a result of unsafe abortion. Mm-hmm. And that's 7 million women around the world. Mm-hmm. Almost every abortion, death, and disability could be prevented through sexual education, use of effective contraception, provision of safe, legal, induced abortion, and time care for complications.
Right. So that's what I want to talk about. Here's my biggest fear with this is those statistics. There are statistics that you pulled, right? Mm-hmm. And you have... where'd you pull them from?
CDC.
CDC, okay. So the CDC, you can look it up yourself and look at those stats. That's concerning to me because I don't know if everybody remembers this. I don't remember it personally because I was not alive. Mm-hmm. But in 1920, there was an act that completely banned alcohol.
Yeah.
You remember that?
No, yeah.
Obviously, you don't remember it, but you remember talking about it.
I know what you're talking about.
What happened after that?
It went crazy.
It went crazy,
yeah.
It was horrible from the sound of it. Again, I don't know. But
more violence.
More violence,
in the cities,
more illegal alcohol, more. It got so bad eventually they turned it over again.
Yeah.
They redid it.
Yeah.
And now, lo and behold, it's 2021 and alcohol's still legal.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about marijuana, and now we're talking about drugs, and now, so maybe, just looking at a history standpoint, is making things illegal the right way to go?
For sure.
It's hard, and and it's funny because I say that as my position is still no, and I'll tell you why in a second. Mm-hmm. But that's why I'm kind of on the fence. That's where I struggle with.
No, yeah, because then women... Here's the thing. Banning abortions is not going to stop abortions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, now women they feel like they have no choice. They have to get back alley abortions. Now people can take advantage of them. Now more women are going to die because they don't have the right health care. They don't have the right treatment for abortions. Because now women's lives are seen less as the fetus. Their lives are seen as less. And that sucks.
Right.
I mean, obviously, after a certain point of pregnancy, yes, you should not be allowed to terminate the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay?
What is that
I
point,
agree
though?
with.
Here's the thing, though.
I think, like, second trimester and third trimester.
Okay. Here's my thing. I can say all these things. I have these notes down about government involvement, about deaths to doing it yourself, abortions, to all of that stuff. Because I don't think that making it illegal is necessarily the right way to go. Mm-hmm. However, I do believe that you cannot put value, I guess, you can't put less value on the fetus because it's not seen as a baby quite yet. Mm-hmm. Because I still think it is. Mm-hmm. And I believe God believes it is. And God knows it is. Because God, if we go back to our verse, He knew you before you entered the womb. And I don't believe that is an exaggeration. I believe that is an actual, undisputed fact. If you believe the Bible, is that God knew you before you were you.
For sure.
And so it's hard for me to say, just kill it. Because well, then that also contradicts with, our murder laws. and that's where I struggle with. That's the one thing. And if you look at my page, there are 5 bullets to why it should be illegal. And there is 1 to why it should not be legal. But it's hard for me to get past that one because nobody can agree on when it's actually a baby.
Here's the thing.
That's the problem.
I totally, completely agree with
Yeah.
you. I think it's a sin. I think God knows us before we are born. I believe that. That's my belief. That's your belief. That's our beliefs. But that's not everyone's belief, is my biggest thing.
Right.
I'm just saying, people have different beliefs, and who are we to say, sorry, but my God loves, has put this child on you. And no matter what your circumstances, my God loves the child. So you are now going to be forced to carry the 9 months, even though you're like Buddhist or something. Like, sorry.
Okay.
Is that freedom of religion? Is that Constitution of America? Like,
the short answer is no.
Taking away choices, yeah.
The short answer is no. You can't dispute that. That you're right on that end. That it's not constitutional.
Yeah.
But, and here goes the other thing. Of there's freedom of religion.
Yeah.
And then there's what was this country based upon first. And that was, of course, Judeo-Christian values. And that's where it gets really difficult to separate them.
It doesn't matter, though, anymore, though, because now our one thing is freedom of religion. Not we were based off Judeo-Christian values.
What?
Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we are a melting pot of people with different beliefs.
Yeah.
Why are we going to choose Christian? I mean, obviously, we are Christians and we love Jesus and we worship our God.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But to other people, they feel the same way about their beliefs. Why is ours the one that everyone else has to like bend to? That just feels disrespectful. I mean, we talked about it last podcast. It's our choice to believe, and that's what makes us strong Christians. Yeah,
absolutely.
People look at Christians now and they're like, these are people who force me to do things I don't want to do, force me to believe things I don't want to believe, who had no respect for me when I wasn't one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just pushing people away because if they don't agree with everything, then like they're not allowed in, basically.
There's a lot of Christians who do that. They ostracize people who are, and I was reading an article about this. And it was an opinion article, so there was no statistics in this, but it did talk about instances, and I've seen these instances where Christians are kind of what's the word? Hypocrites for saying you shouldn't get an abortion, and then when the woman says, "Okay, I won't get an abortion because it's wrong and you've convinced me," they ostracize her or they treat her as less, and that's not okay.
Because now you have a baby out of wedlock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How dare you?
Or now you get kicked out of your home or something like that. Yeah. And so that's kind of a double-edged sword. That's not the right way to do it.
Kind of rough out here, bro.
I do not condone that. That's not the right way to do it.
I'm going to share a little family story here.
Go for it.
Sorry, family. I don't know if you want this business aired out, but I think it's a good little kind of like story. My grandma actually kicked my mom out because she got pregnant with me. And she was a single mother to my brother already. So that was already pushing the envelope. And she got pregnant with me. And her friends were like, dude, just abort her. Yeah. Or baby, because they didn't know I was a girl yet.
And how would that made you feel?
Just abort her because, your family's going to kick you out, da-da-da-da. Yeah. My mom was like 25 or something. 20. Yeah. She wasn't like 16, 17.
No, but...
You know what I mean? But she was still facing that, like, be kicked out of my parents' home and stuff like that. Right. Yeah, in the end she decided to keep me and my grandma kicked her out. But now I'm my grandma's favorite, so...
I don't think you had to add that last part in there. That was a bit of a jab, wasn't it? To
no. Now I'm like her favorite person ever. Yeah. So that's kind of awkward. But...
It's,
Yeah, that's why my mom is a real strong pro-life person. But I think it's like, you can see different angles and different perspectives from different people. Yeah. Somebody else could have done pro-choice. Right, could have chosen to abort the baby, but my mom didn't.
This is where it's hard for me because I still don't because there's too many sides to this.
Yeah, there's
so then. But here again is my final point. what I believe, we were never going to agree on this, I don't think, because my final point, if no one can agree, I wrote this down, if no one can agree if it's a life or not, who has the right to take it? If we cannot agree on that, if there is not a consensus on this, it's hard for me to just look past it. You know, it'd be so much easier if we could all just agree, but there's so many, the whole thing is so diluted, not diluted, polluted with facts and you got to really be careful where you get your statistics, and you got to really be careful who you listen to, because people will take verses like Jeremiah and then they will flip them around all different sorts of ways, and then they'll take facts from the medical field, and I can't believe this is a thing, and they'll flip those around too, or my side does it, your side does it, everybody does it. And so it's very, very hard to get right information these days because there's just so much of it floating out there.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it's just so much of it, and so that's where it becomes very difficult for me to change my mind on that.
Just want to say sorry if I've been kind of harsh.
Me too.
It's just kind of like when I was atheist, this was a really strong point for me. Yeah. It's such a hard transition now. And I've been studying about abortion and prepare for this, and that's difficult because I do, in my heart of hearts, believe that it should be a woman's choice. Yeah. If it were my choice, I don't think I would have an abortion, just because I do now believe it's a sin. But I can't push that onto someone else. Who am I to do that?
I will say this, just to transition us. No matter what side you believe, the answer comes back to the same thing. If you believe it should be legal, if it should not be legal, if you're struggling with it, if you know someone who's struggling with it, if they had abortion, if they let the baby live, if they gave it for adoption, if they did this, if they did that, it comes back to what is the answer. And as Christians, we believe, and I do believe, and I'll say it right now, it all comes back to God. No matter what choice you've made, you have to live with that choice. And now it's up to God, right? Yeah. Now you turn it to God. I think we can agree on that. It's getting kind of mellow down here. It's getting kind of low in energy, so I want to pick us back up. I want to pick us back up right now so we can go to something a little more cheerful. So if I can please, in the edits, get my shaker, please. You're not the shaker.
I'm sorry.
Because it is now time for Anna's Fun Facts of the Day. Give it to me. What do you got? What do you got? Let's bring it up. Bring up the mood for us.
Mosquitoes are the deadliest animal in the world. They kill more people than any other creature due to the diseases they carry.
This is what you chose for the fun fact? Sorry. We're talking about death as it is.
That's why I chose it. I thought it would be fun.
I just wanted you to pick something. I didn't tell you this, but I was hoping you'd pick something light, something that we could bring up.
Well, you should have told me that. Okay, I can do another one.
No, I like it.
We'll do another one. We'll do another one.
No, don't you dare. This is the fun fact you've chosen. We're going to sit with this. We're going to sit with your choice. We're going to give it to God. You cannot back up your choice.
Yeah, mosquitoes kill a lot of people.
Mosquitoes kill. I believe that, though. Yeah. Those things are just vermin, you know?
Yeah, they suck. They're the lowest creatures on earth.
They suck, dude.
They suck.
Do you remember so I'm in a band, and we can also talk about that one day. But I was in a band, and I am in a band, and there was a show we did, and all I could think about was the mosquitoes just trying to attack me as I'm trying to play, you know?
Yeah.
They're just everywhere.
That's funny.
They're just everywhere.
I love mosquitoes. When they attack you.
Oh, when they attack me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's funny.
That's so mean. That's really mean.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, mosquitoes are the worst. I'm not surprised that they are, the number one killers, number one insect killers.
Deadliest animal.
Are you sure? You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, deadliest animal.
Mosquitoes are the deadliest animal in the world. They kill more people than any other creature due to the diseases they carry.
I guess you know what? Okay,
and they cite the CDC.
Huh?
They cite the CDC.
You just love the CDC. It's all our facts coming.
Yeah, where else would I get my facts from? Fox News,
Wikipedia. It's so funny that
Ow.
In school, I don't know about you, but we were not allowed to use Wikipedia.
It was like using a gun to shoot somebody.
Yeah, no, it was criminal.
If you ever cited Wikipedia,
It's pretty accurate.
automatic 0.
I mean, like, for the stuff we were learning, Wikipedia would have sufficed.
Yeah.
But apparently not.
It was wild.
Apparently it was too much. It was just
wild.
But I don't know. That's a topic for another day. We'll make a whole Wikipedia episode. Well, thank you for that. Very interesting fun fact. It was definitely interesting and inspirational in some ways. All right. Let's get back to
You're
it.
welcome.
Let's bring the music back down. Let's talk about the Bible a little bit more because we've really focused on the legality part of it. Let's talk about the Bible.
Let's talk about abortion.
So I want to go back to our verses. So we talked about a little bit of what that Jeremiah one was.
Yeah.
But you have some other ones, don't you?
I do have some other ones.
Oh, do those
Yes,
first,
I
then. Do those first.
Well, because I was going through pro-abortion, pro-choice websites, and they all have the same verses.
So interesting too.
It was super funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, they both cited Exodus, chapter 21, verses 22 to 25.
We're gonna read that one.
This is what the Bible says.
So
If people are fighting and hit a pregnant woman and she gives birth prematurely, but there is no serious injury, the offender must be fined, whatever the woman's husband demands and the court allows. But if there is a serious injury and you are to take life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, whatever. Burn for
did not say whatever.
Sorry. Burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. So in a different I have the which one do I have, babe?
You have
the new version?
the new NIV version.
The new NIV version.
NIV version.
NIV version. In another version that I was reading online, it's basically saying that if you hit a pregnant woman and the baby dies, then you are to be fined. Mm-hmm. But if you hit a pregnant woman and the woman dies, then you're to be murdered. Like killed, right? Mm. So then pro-abortion people were saying, well, in the Bible, God doesn't count the life of the baby that died as the same as the life of a woman because he just got fined, didn't get murdered. Yeah. But then pro-life was actually saying, look, he got fined. Yeah. Therefore, it should be seen as murdered. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they both kind of use this verse, which I thought was funny because I went to one website and then they pulled this verse up and I said, I wonder what the other side says about this. And I went to the other website and it was the same verse, but for a completely different reason.
Different reason. So you're just looking, yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of how you interpret it. And look, man, the way I see that verse is that life definitely was still valuable, but it wasn't
as valuable as the woman's.
No. It wasn't on par with the topic.
That's what you're saying.
Because it's talking about if a man hits a woman. Right?
Oh yeah.
Well, this is not what we're talking about.
No, but they're saying it as this is what the Bible says. Yeah. If versus woman's life and a baby's life, woman's life, man just got fined. But, right. I mean, the baby's life, the man just got fined. But with the woman's life, the man is to be killed. Yeah. And I'll even say this, that it's in Exodus, so it's under Mosaic law. Oh, yeah. That was wild.
But, okay.
But what?
He knew you before you were formed.
Yeah.
So it's you know what I mean? Yeah. I still believe it's a sin.
No, I completely agree. I still believe it's a sin. But,
see, this is what the websites are doing.
What do you mean? I read both websites.
That's what I'm saying. But we're like representations of those websites.
And yeah.
And we're just staring at each other like, are you dumb?
Are you stupid? Yes.
Yeah.
And then I have another one. It's Psalm 127, verse 3. Mm-hmm. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Basically, is saying children are God's gift to us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Word up.
What?
Word up, man.
Word up, yeah. So, a child is God's gift to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. But that's That's what a lot of the pro-life websites were saying.
Right, that's a gift.
God gives you a gift.
To be fair, again, some women in some cases would not agree with you.
That would not be seen as a gift.
And so I can totally understand that.
That is kind of tough though to tackle. Like,
right. That's why we're doing it. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Then it comes to like, think about like telling a woman who was raped
that you've been given a gift.
God gave you a gift, ma'am. I would punch you.
Yeah.
I would kill the person who said that to me.
Well, this is where I believe that Christians are making the biggest error, and I think what we can take away from this is that as a Christian community, man, we cannot just go up to people and say stuff like that.
Yeah. No, for real.
It's not going to be taken too well. And it's not a matter of like, so I can see that being taken as like maybe, well, you just got to, man up and just say
rough it out.
That's not true. No, because we believe in compassion here. I believe in actually showing people compassion and love and understanding. And so I'm going to try to understand this person's circumstance. And that's really the biggest change we can do when it comes to this. We can fight the laws all we want, but as a Christian, what you can do right now is if you know someone in that situation, or you know someone who's been through that, or maybe is pregnant or whatever, you got to give them that love. No matter what they choose. You don't even got to ask them. You just got to be there for them.
For reals.
You just got to be there for them. Yeah. And make sure that they're okay. Yeah. Because
that's hard.
It's hard to talk about and figure out a solution. I imagine it's 20 times harder to go through it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I mean, just taking away sexual assault from it, like even let's say just like going up to a woman who just got kicked out of her house.
Because maybe she had,
she's
consensual
pregnant.
sex and now she's pregnant.
Yeah. Her boyfriend's like, dude, like I'm not gonna be with you anymore.
Yeah.
She's homeless now.
Yeah.
She has to drop out of school, and you tell her this is God's gift. That's kind of like, dude, I don't want to hear that right now.
Instead, you should probably say,
I love you.
I love you. There you go. I was gonna say like I'm here for you. I like that one better.
Yeah.
I love you.
I'm here for you.
I love you. God loves you. And this might seem like the end of the world, but it's not. What about the people that give up their child to the care and now they're being abused, or maybe they try to take care of the child and now they can't because of lack of resources? So it would have just been all around better for everybody if they just killed the thing.
Yeah. No,
and what do you think on that?
Well, that's weird because statistically, more conservatives are pro-life, but then want less welfare and stuff like that.
That's where we are.
Which is kind of confusing because if you want a baby to be brought into this world, but then you care about the baby when it's a fetus, but then it's an actual baby, and you're like, well, the mom should have been smarter about her decisions. That's kind of confusing. That's what I have to say about that. Is if you want women to keep their babies more, try making more affordable housing, better health care.
Yeah. I think better health care all around would be lovely.
Good options for child care.
Yeah.
Just like good programs. I don't know, guys. That's just common sense. I feel like if you want women to keep their babies.
Well, this is why I can't even fully call myself a conservative, is because I see what you're saying, and I agree that that's a very hypocritical thing to say, is keep the baby and, don't get rid of it. And then they say, luck. Okay, but good luck.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to help you.
Yeah.
That's that's not the message we want to portray as a Christian. So that's why I can't even call myself a conservative. I just call myself Michael, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But as corny as that is, I've already told you in the beginning of the relationship, look, I don't hold this stuff, politics don't hold too close to my heart. I don't really identify with them too much. I just believe in showing people love, man.
Yeah.
And trying to be there for them. But, I think that's what we got to do. I think that's where we can drop the ball sometimes as Christians. And I can say I have too, maybe. I know I definitely have not been as compassionate to people as I should be. And you've been there. Remember we were kids or something like that, and you see like the pregnant teen.
Yeah.
Come on, that's bullying 101. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real. It's kind of sad now that you look back into it.
Yeah. So that's like the real stuff that happens.
Yeah.
This is why I think we need to change. I don't believe the solution is to abort. Just in my heart, I don't. I believe the solution is what you said. We got to provide better welfare. We got to provide more resources. We got to actually be there for each other afterwards. Yeah. I don't really know what that looks like as a society because it becomes a little complicated for some reason. But I know what that looks like as people and for each other. I think what we got to do is find that, and this goes for any Christian who just wants to make a difference. Best way to do it is just go out there, be yourself, be who God made you to be, and show them that compassion. Okay? And then actually say, and if you're in a position to actually help financially, that would be lovely.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
And it's unfortunate for me, and it hurts my heart, because I am not in a place financially where I can help much with finances.
I can't even help myself financially.
Exactly. It's very tough sometimes, and it becomes very down to the wire with how am I going to eat, or how am I going to pay this bill.
Yeah.
And sorry, Mom and Dad, for saying that. I don't need money. Don't send me nothing, because I don't actually like taking it.
Mom, send me money.
No. But it's through God we made it this far. And my point is, I wish I could help more with that.
Yeah.
And I look out in the street every day. I talked about this a little bit the other podcast day. And I said, there's just homeless people all over the place, and I wish I could just give them a couple bucks.
Yeah.
But I'm going to the store right now to use these couple bucks, for water or something,
Yeah.
And so, I don't have any money on me because I don't care anymore. And so that's hard. And so I get it with the whole financial burden, because that can shape a lot of our decisions. That
Dude, imagine, we're so financially strained right now.
Yeah.
We're like paper thin. Like, everything goes to bills, food, necessities. Imagine having a baby.
There's no way.
Imagine one day a baby just pops up. Boom, now we have a baby.
See that? I'm out the door.
Dude,
no, I'm kidding.
There's no way we could financially support a child.
Right.
No way.
And so that's the biggest problem that, people have with teen pregnancy specifically and stuff like that. When you're a little younger. Man, so we got to do something about that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think that's the solution. That's where Congress should step up. That's where the government should step up.
I think welfare is important. And I think even before that, I think teen pregnancy, we got to teach them about sex.
Yeah.
We got to teach them about the precautions you can take to have safe sex. I know as parents, we want to say, our kid is never going to do that. But
that's not true.
It's better to be safe, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This went a lot better than the first time we talked.
Oh, we've come a long way. I think we've come a long way spiritually, one.
Yeah.
And opinion wise, because in the beginning I was literally like, no, kill it.
Right. And
I was like, no matter what.
Like, well, then I'm gonna kill you, right?
Yeah.
I immediately shot back, and then it became really messy.
No, it became really personal, I think, because we brought up the situation where if we were in that situation, what we would do. And then I said, I'd kill it. And then that's when it was like, whoa. And then that whole thing was intense.
It was. And it wasn't like this today. And I appreciate that. And I think this is good, because this is how this stuff should be brought up and how it should be talked about. Look, I don't like the screaming stuff. I know it's entertaining. Yeah. And I know it would have probably been even more entertaining if we got into a scream match. But I can't really do that with you.
Not anymore.
I don't want to. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's productive. I think this is more productive.
I agree.
Cool. Well, with that, we have one more segment for you. That's right, we're not done yet. You thought you was leaving. We're not done yet. No, sir, no, sir.
You thought you was leaving. No, you ain't.
There was a couple weeks ago, I think it was like a month ago now.
Yeah.
I was tested on my knowledge of the Bible. That's right. And I passed.
I'm actually really upset about what's happening right now.
I passed, but somebody did not. It's you.
I'm actually so upset.
Let me go over the rules real quick, and then we'll do that. So, I'm going to ask her 10 questions about the Bible. If she can get 10 right, if she can get 7 out of 10 right.
It's 6.
It's 7.
It's more than half.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, if she can get, I think it is. If she can get more than half of them right, so that's 6 out of 10. She would not have to draw from
Here's the thing, though. I don't know anything.
It's okay.
And Michael grew up with a pastor for a dad.
That's okay.
That's not fair.
The point is, life isn't fair. That's what we just talked about in some ways. And now you're going to have to be in trial and see if you can answer these questions. So she's going to answer 10 questions. If she gets 6 right, she's safe. I'm even going to make it easier for you. If you end up getting all 6 right, I know if we get all of them right, but I'll make it even interesting. I'm changing the rules to even favor you. Mm-hmm. If you get 6 right I'll draw instead. So somebody's going to draw from this cup.
Cool. I
today.
like that.
Somebody's going to do it, and we're going to have a challenge, a punishment at the end.
I like it.
Okay, to make it a little more fair to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you're right. I do have an advantage. So
yeah, that you grew up with a pastor in your home.
Okay, are you ready?
I guess.
To make it even more fair, I even made a multiple choice. So, you just got to answer A, B, C, or D.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You got to get 6 right.
C.
Wait a second. That wasn't the
sorry.
question. Question number 1.
C.
Wait.
Okay.
What is the shortest book in the Bible?
Oh, I don't know.
Your answer choices are A, 1 John, B, 2 John, C, 3 John, or D, 4 John.
There's no way there's 3 and 4 John. That's impossible. I know there's 1 and 2 Johns because I got really confused one time.
Okay. So then, by process of elimination,
I'm gonna go with 2 John.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You're wrong.
Ah! Is it 1 John?
It's 3 John. There is 3 Johns,
There's
but
3 Johns?
there's not 4.
That's a little excessive, John. It's a little excessive.
At least it's kind of like he wrote the first 2, and then it's like, oh, I forgot something, so that's why it's the shortest.
Can I tell you that
It's
that's
like, by the way,
Can I tell you that's dumb?
it's just what it is, man. So there's 3 Johns, and then this doesn't even count the first actual technical 1 John, which is the gospel. So it's John, then it's the 1 John.
John seems a
Second.
little self-centered, if you ask me.
I think they're different Johns. Anyway.
Side note, I do get angry competitive.
I know, so we'll probably see you flip the table.
It's
so
not healthy. We've also gotten in a lot of fights because of it, but
This
that's
is true.
just who I am.
All right, so you got 0 right so far, and so I'm sure you're not doing too well.
Okay, you don't have to say that. You
Number
literally
2.
don't even have to say that.
You ready?
Yeah, I guess.
How many days did it take God to make the earth?
I know that one. 7?
Hold on, let me give you the answer choices. 7,
7.
6,
7.
5,
7.
or it still ain't finished, Coach.
Wait, are we talking about the break too?
How many days did it take God to make the earth?
With the break or without the break?
That's up to your interpretation.
That's 7. 7 days. And on the 7th day, he rested, right?
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that's my final answer.
Okay. I'm really disappointed in you.
Shut up.
Because...
Shut up. I'm about to hit you. Stop.
Dude, it's 6.
That's a lie. It's 7.
No.
It's 7.
No.
Yes, it is.
Because he rested on the 6th day.
That's
he was
the-
done.
No, you're lying.
That's
You're
for real.
lying.
It's for real.
You're lying.
It's-
Why is there 7 days in the week then?
Because that's supposed to be a rest day to some scholars.
Sunday?
Yeah.
7.
On the 6th
It's
day-
7.
On the 7th day, he rested.
On the 7th day,
it
he
doesn't
rested.
count.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Shut up. No, that's not even true. When people say, how many days does it take God to make the world? You think
The
7.
answer is 6.
You think 7. Nobody ever says 6.
It's 6.
Everyone says 7. Google it right now.
I'll Google it. 6. Answer 6. You got it wrong. You were proven wrong by Google. So you were 0-2. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
That's stupid.
You still got to get 6 right.
That's stupid.
You can't afford to get many more wrong. So let's go to number 3.
I'm not only upset, I am angry.
I know.
I'm so angry.
You should get this next one though. It's easy. How many commandments did God give Moses?
10.
Do you want to hear the answer choices?
No, it's 10.
Because it's 10.
Yay!
You got 1. Congratulations. You got 1 right.
Yay!
You feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you can keep this roll going.
Okay.
In the Bible, there's a story of a man by the name of Daniel who gets thrown into a den.
Oh,
What was the den full of?
lions.
A, crickets.
Lions.
B, a flaming table.
Lions.
C, lions. Or D, demons.
Lions.
Is that your final answer?
Daniel in the lion's den, right?
Yes, Daniel in the lion's den. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's 2-2. So you got 2 right, you got 2 wrong. Here we go. We're on number 5. With what did Samson kill 1,000 Philistines?
Dude, I don't know.
So, remember Samson?
No.
Killed a bunch of people.
I don't remember Samson.
Long hair guy.
Oh, that's where his strength comes from?
So, what did he kill 1,000 Philistines?
Philistines.
Was it A, a slingshot,
That's Daniel.
B, a
isn't it?
spear, C, a fish, or D, a donkey's jawbone?
I have a hard time believing it's a fish, but if it is a fish, I'm going to be really upset.
So what's your answer?
Say the first two again.
Slingshot or spear?
Here's the thing: a slingshot is a common Bible weapon.
It's the preferred weapon of choice for the men in the Bible. Get yours now for $9.99.
What's the second one? What's the second one?
It's a spear.
I'm gonna do spear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm literally gonna punch you in the face if I get this wrong.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, yes.
It is not a spear. It is not a fish.
Was it a fish?
It's not.
Was it a slingshot?
No.
You're lying.
It's the jawbone of a donkey. You don't remember that? Yeah.
I've never heard this story in my entire life. I've never heard it.
Well, that's what it is. Number 6. Who baptized Jesus? Was it A, Tim the Sailor?
No.
B, Steve the Baptist? C, John the Baptist?
John the Baptist.
Or D, Mary the mother of Jesus?
John the Baptist.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, final answer.
That one is correct. That's
Yay!
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So you got 3 right now. Again, you can only miss one more.
Oh, that makes me want to pee.
Number 7. Which apostle took the gospel to the city of Samaria?
Oh, I have no idea.
Was it A?
I really have no idea. I don't even know what the city of Samaria is.
Was it A, Philip, B, Matthew, C, Peter, or D, Saul?
Jeez, I literally do not know. They're all apostles, aren't they?
They could all be possible answers. Just trying to do a pun there.
Okay, read them again.
Philip, Matthew, Peter, or Saul?
I'm gonna say. Say them again.
I can't say them again. They're not going to change.
Say them again.
Philip, Matthew, Peter, or Saul. That's the last
I'm
time
gonna say Peter.
it.
I'm gonna say Peter.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
It is Philip. Are you good? This next one should be easy.
Okay.
Which book did David write most of? Acts,
I literally have no idea.
Proverbs, Psalms, or the Chronicles of Narnia?
It's not the Chronicles of Narnia.
I don't know. You've been wrong before.
Can you read it again?
Which book
The first three answer choices.
Acts, Proverbs, or Psalms?
What's the guy's name?
David.
Can you say the 3 choices again?
Acts, Proverbs, or Psalms? I'm going to have to put a time limit on you.
I'm going to say Psalms. Is
that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm going to say Psalms.
They don't call her the comeback kid for nothing. That's correct.
Yeah! Yeah!
Give her a point. You got to get these next 2 right, though. You're on the fence here. This is high drama. All right.
Okay.
You ready for the next one?
Yes, I'm ready.
Name the demon Jesus cast out in the region
What the heck?
of the Garansis.
You don't even know how to say it. How am I supposed to know what it is?
Is it A, Beelzebub, B, Legion, C, Satan, or D, Festus?
I'm going to go with my gut instinct here. I'm going to say the one with the B.
You're going to say Beelzebub?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. Read them again.
So name of the demon that Jesus cast out. You don't think it's Satan? Okay.
Satan's more than a demon, right? He's like Satan.
In the interest of high drama, I will tell you that that's a good one not to pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beelzebub, Legion, or Festus?
I think it's Beelzebub.
You think it's Beelzebub?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that your final answer?
Is it not? Blink twice if it's not.
Is that your final answer?
Blink twice if it's not.
I'm not going to do this.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, am I wrong? I'm going to cry. Can you just pretend that I was right?
You're wrong.
Ah!
It's Legion.
What? That makes no sense. So, why is a demon gonna be? Why is a demon gonna be called Legion?
I don't know. That was his name.
That's a dumb name for a dumb demon.
Because I got one more question I want to ask you.
Okay.
If you get this right, I'm not gonna draw, but you get to ask me one question.
And then you get to draw?
And then if I get it right, you have to draw still.
Can it be a question about anything?
About anything in the Bible.
Oh.
And if I get it wrong, I'll draw. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you get this wrong, you're out. Sorry.
Okay.
And on this one, I'm going to take your Bible away.
Why?
Because you can easily get the answer.
Oh, are you going to say how many, chapters there are or whatever?
Number 10. How many books are in the Bible?
Ah!
Would you like answer choices?
Yes, I would like the answer choices.
Is it A, 66?
No, because
B.
that's the devil's number.
I like your logic. B, 65. C, 64. D, 67.
What the heck means? Oh, I'm between 64 and 67, but then I'm going to be so mad because every time I'm in between one, it's the one that I totally counted out.
So, which one is it?
I'm going to say 67.
Okay, that's your final answer.
Yeah.
It's your final answer.
Yeah. If it was 64, I'm literally going to kill you, but whatever. It's 64, isn't it? 64. I choose 64.
Okay, that's your final answer?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be like 65.
It is not 64.
It's going to be 65.
It's not 65.
Is it 66? That's the devil's number.
It's 66. The one, again, you completely counted out like you've done the entire time.
Well, because that's the devil's number. 666. I don't know why I assumed it was.
Watch your mic here. Fix that for me.
No! I'm angry.
Wow.
I'm not going to fix anything.
So I gave you a chance to redeem yourself. I thought it was very funny because you were right. Every time you counted one out completely, it was actually the right answer. So it was very funny to watch. So thank you for that. How do you feel?
I'm just going to pick from this cup.
So now she has to draw from the cup of consequences. And I am now victorious in this. So let's see what you draw.
Yeah, but you're also suck.
What? It's so funny. The more anger you get, hold on. The less your insults make sense.
I don't like mine.
What'd you get?
I don't want to do it.
I don't care. I gave you a redemption. My conscience is clear.
Do it.
I gave you answer choices. I didn't even get answer choices.
I'm literally gonna cry.
Let me see it. As punishment for losing, sometime in the near future, we are gonna film this. Yes, indeed, we are absolutely gonna film this.
And Michael's gonna do it with me.
Absolutely not.
It would be funny.
I am the moderator for this event as Anna Laura goes 1-on-1 with the Spicy Chip Challenge. You heard it here right on the Worship Warrior. That's going to happen sometime in the future. We'll keep you posted. Keep watching us. Are you excited for that?
No.
I bet you are.
I'm going to eat the chip and then I'm going to kiss Michael.
I don't think it'll have the same effect on me, though.
Oh, yeah, Will. You're going to die. Michael once cried eating a Takis. One singular Takis chip. It's over for you, boy.
You know what's so funny, though, is that she does this even off camera, which is really funny, is that, like, whenever you lose, you just scrape for any way to insult the other person or, like, try to get out of it with some dignity.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I had sex with your wife. That's what you say to me.
Yeah, well.
Anybody get the reference?
I make Michael's food, so I'm going to sprinkle spicy stuff on it.
Yeah, okay, sure. I spun this stuff a mile away. Good luck. This was a heavy episode. I just want to say thank you so much for participating, being open and honest. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you got something out of it. My question for you to resonate on, and that send us your answer to this, is if you met God face to face, what would you ask him? It's a good question. What would you ask him? Think about that. And with that, we're going to sign off. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. Again, as I said, I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, please subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell. If you're on our website, bookmark it to never miss an episode. And again, just thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And we will see you again on the next Worship Warrior.